Good morning from one of my favorite places in this world, El Bed. I like El Bed, especially when I'm sat in El Bed early in the morning. Everybody is still asleep. Only husband is awake, but he's pottering about doing his things. This is my favorite time of the day because it's the time for me to think, reflect, and to review. So let's do this. Today's video, Money Amma, different style. Usually, when I record these things, I'm sat at my desk or whatnot. But today, I am sat in my reflective, pensive chair because this is where I sit and I reflect. Okay, let's talk. Today's video is about why you are not rich. And I'm actually addressing the professional people, the I know it all people. I have this title, I have that title, and so I'm going to do well kind of people. Look, those attitudes are okay. That's what we were raised with. But the funny thing is, those attitudes also explain why we've never really become financially liberated. Because by the very construct of employment, it is such that you will receive just slightly more than you need to live, just enough to live a decent lifestyle, a lifestyle which your title also attracts. So if you are a doctor, society expects you to live a particular way. If you are a teacher, you're expected to live a particular way. There are certain things that you should be doing, ticking these boxes so we can see that you are living this life, blah, blah, blah. But the funny thing is, when you receive your salary and you live that life, there is actually very little left over. If you are really frugal, you might save some. And yes, you do. Your bank balance is not too bad. There's £5,000 in there. There's £10,000 in there. £15,000, whatever. But this is after 20 years of working. So when you go back into your £10,000 and divide by your 20 years, you realize how much you put in every year. And then you look at your salary, which was significantly more. And if you are somebody who's reflective, somebody who thinks, you begin to wonder what happened to the rest. Well, I'll tell you what happened to the rest. Life happened to the rest. Most of the money you earn from your wages would go towards the sustenance of life. It will go towards maintaining a lifestyle. It will go towards whatever. So these are the guys I call eternal prospectors. We are eternal prospectors because we want to do well. We try to add extra shifts, especially those of you in healthcare with loads of extra shifts, nurses in particular. You do overtime, you do this, you do that, brings a little bit in. And that little bit also seems to disappear before your very eyes, because the harder you work, the more you need to relax, the harder you need to play. And the playing is not cheap, is it? Yeah. This is the trap of the professional. One, it starts with your attitude because you think you are fine, and you probably are fine. But being fine is not going to be financially liberated. You work, and then you find after 15, 20 years, I'm at that point in my life, you've had a long career, and you look at the career back, it's not been too bad, but financially, when you enter your bank account, it's quite difficult to see any evidence that those years have happened, those incomes have come in. You look on the other side and you see the bigger expenses have gone. Right. What do we do about this? This is where a whole paradigm shift is required. Yeah. No, I'm not asking you to go on a victim's pity party with me. No, I'm not looking to incite victim mentality. No, I am looking to incite action-oriented mentality. So I am a teacher. I'm a professional teacher. I'm actually one of the most sought after teachers because I'm a female physics teacher. There aren't many of us. Many schools do need us. The salary is not bad. And I'm actually in one of the privileged positions to be able to negotiate my own salary. And in most cases, what I want is what a school will pay because they want me. I come with a few extras which really help me with making my position very negotiable. I do well in that way. But when I sit down and I look at my monthly salary, I also see that life happens in the monthly salary and very little happens. So it took me leaving the United Kingdom to become an expat, interacting with other people, meeting real prospectors, people who are looking to change their lives, seeing risk takers, that I finally understood what financial liberty means. Financial liberty doesn't come with gainful employment. Let me repeat it again. Real financial liberty does not come from gainful employment. The truth is that it comes from self-employment, because you take bigger risks and you get bigger returns. But usually with the eternal prospectus, there isn't actually a lot of capital left from the scenario I have described. So it's been quite difficult for a lot of us to find these business ventures which will bring the returns we want, because we don't have the investments that are usually required, and we do not have the time to follow up on these investments. And this is where the new money ideas really change life for us. You can become self-employed without necessarily opening a factory, without necessarily opening a shop, without even having any product on the market. No, you become self-employed by looking at what people need and signposting what they need, representing companies who need themselves to be signposted. And I am still teaching these principles. So let me use myself as an example. I am a new money prospector, and I am prospecting from many places. One, I am a Facebooker. And because I'm a Facebooker and I have a monetized Facebook account, let's not even go there. No, don't start looking at dollars yet, because we are talking about cents. I have been doing this, I think, 8 months now. And it's only now in the 8th month that I'm beginning to see what is worth even looking at. It had been, I think the first month I did it, I made 85 cents or 86 cents, one of them. The second month, all the videos I put, and I put lots of video out. The second month I made like $1 something, and then $2, and then what dollars. But listen, this is a funny thing. It takes a lot of grit. It takes a lot of determination to do. But after playing with it, after being consistent with it, after looking at the videos, after seeing how you can distribute, looking at your distribution, looking at your content, looking at a lot of things, I can sit in my bed, still be a physics teacher, record a few videos, put them on Facebook, and even if it brings $5, $10, $20, whatever, that is extra income coming in. So one of my first streams is my videos, because I make lots of it on Facebook, and Facebook is monetized $2, $3 one side. The eternal prospector in me is now finally looking at YouTube. My YouTube account is not monetized because I have not been a serious YouTuber. I have not. I am a joke. I go to YouTube every now and again. I put things out. I get busy. YouTube is the first thing which goes. But if I am able to do the monetization in YouTube as well, then the videos I make can go to Facebook, could make me some money, and they also go to YouTube. They do make me some money. Okay. The next thing is one I'm still working on, because I need to get the equipment right. I'm looking at podcasting. I'm looking at soundcasting. And yeah, the same content from a video could be stripped into an audio version, and that could also be distributed on the audio channels. That could also bring me a little bit of money. I am still a teacher, and all I do is teach general concepts, not physics, social constructs, home truths, cheerleading. These are all things that I do in my professional life anyway. This is me. This is what I'm trained to do. But I'm taking my training and I'm bringing my training into different things. So you might be a healthcare worker, and a healthcare worker who wants to prospect 21st century styling would take your knowledge from healthcare, and you might be on Facebook, on YouTube, on whatever, delivering sessions to help people understand. Yeah, you go on Facebook, you put your knowledge, the same knowledge you already have that you get paid for work. You put that knowledge at everybody's disposal. People appreciate it. People recommend your videos. People share your videos. And you still get your second stream of income from what you already know. I'm not asking you to go learn something new. I'm not asking you to go develop something else. I'm just asking you to be more efficient in harvesting the potential of what you already have. All right, let's continue. So you put it on Facebook, you put it on YouTube, you put it on these places, you're doing really well. Excellent. What else can you do from your knowledge? Oh, for people like me, you can teach. And so you begin to find ways in which you could teach. You could become a public speaker. I'm still working on that. I want to be able to get speaking gigs, go around and speak to people because I'm good at that. And it still comes from my professional set. You could be delivering seminars in places. And these days, you could even do that online with Corona and everything else. We've seen many, many things go on online. You go on and you teach online and you get paid a decent income to do so. If you are really clever and you learn the pre-recorded version of these things, you sit down, you pre-record, like I am pre-recording this video to shoot out. Once I have pre-recorded this video right now, this video can go on Facebook, it can go on YouTube, like I said, but if I'm looking to monetize, then this video could become my seminar notes. I put it on suitable applications and voila, there is income coming right in, straight in. Do you get it? Okay, we are talking about eternal prospectors using existing skills and finally getting diversity of income from it. That's what I'm teaching. Whilst you are on Facebook, whilst you are on YouTube, whilst you are online teaching, you build an audience, you build a following. And those people are people who are like-minded, people who like your nonsense, people who believe what you do, people who you could really help. And so at some point, you could decide that you want to signpost things, so books for them to read, courses for them to attend, whatever. And when you do the signposting and you do it well enough, sometimes you attract people from industry, people from businesses who want you to be their brand representative. It's called brand collaboration. And yeah, they don't come, they are not cheap. So you might be lucky to find a good brand collaboration, and the person whose brand you represent, you are their brand ambassador, and they pay you for being a brand ambassador. And it's not a bad income. That's a supplement you add to what you already have for the very time that you are delivering anyway. Are you getting it? Okay. I hope that this analogy is beginning to make you realize the diversity of income you could bring in with a little bit of open-mindedness. So in my case, I have started doing these teachings online. I am looking for brand collaborations. Hey, if you're looking for me to advertise, come to me. I will brand represent for you. I'm not too bad. I explain things quite well, and my audience get me. So yeah, let's talk. You do brand representations and whatnot, that brings a bit of money. And once you've got the audience and you've got people who follow you, they come for a reason. So people who follow me are either parents, they are either professional prospectors, they are people who are looking for new money ideas, they are prospectors. So I started prospecting with the Juice Plus company. The Juice Plus company is a company which does nutritional supplements, whole food nutritional supplements, which I felt were good for me. I have used them successfully. People would ask me, Amma, what have you done and why have you tightened up? Amma. So they ask me and I tell them what I'm doing. I don't lie. I don't make any claims about it. I tell people what we are doing. I share what I'm doing. I do smoothies. So no, you can see that my diet has been augmented somewhat. Yes, because I do want an augmented reality. And I take the supplements which provides the nutrition that I need to be able to achieve the goals that I want. So I do that. I share that with people and people begin to buy the product and I get a commission from the sales. Great. Another layer. Obviously, as I'm doing that, I have friends and family who also want to prospect. So I introduce them and there is the networking side of it, which also brings an income. Bingo. Doing that. Whilst I'm still online, I am able to put links into various things. So I have a travel company and I have a few travel affiliates that I do. And from those, I put links out. I don't really do a lot of marketing, a lot of noise about those. I just put links out for those ones. And putting links out is a great, easy way of making sure that people see the things that you are signposting. And people who are curious go and check out things that they are interested in. And it still brings you a stream of income. There we go. So, in the 21st century, to you professionals, especially you, those who think that you haven't got the skill set to produce anything, you don't need to produce anything. Those of you who feel big enough to sit behind desks only. You can still stay behind your desk, but you can still be creative. You can be wise, and you can change your life completely. You could still be the professor, doctor, everything else, and add these layers onto your arsenal. And this is what changes the money. I have given you, I think, 5 or 6 scenarios. Now, fancy each of these scenarios are first bringing you $10. And then you working and developing yourself over time, bringing $100. And then ultimately, I've not got there, but I'm still working on it. And because these are principles, core principles, when you apply changes, you expect to see results over time. Yeah. So eventually, it will move from being hundreds from each of these streams to thousands in each stream, and to 10,000s in each stream. And that's when the financial liberty actually comes. You need 5,000, 10,000 to live in. Your ventures begin to roll in 15,000, 20,000 a month. That's when you begin to have excess, serious excess. That's when you begin to change your dynamics totally. That's when you have the ability to settle and to put things down. That's when you have the ability to put down deposits for big products. Yeah, big ventures. That's when you can actually invest and save, because you do have leftover residual income. So it's not your salary, it's not your wages at all, because those ones you've trained yourself to grow in and expand in. So regardless of how big your actual paycheck is, your expenses have grown alongside it. So from your main paycheck, you might save some money, but it will not be a lot. It will not be a lot. That's the real truth of it. If you are looking to have leftover residue, you have to find alternative sources. You have to have other funnels feeding into your income. Ones that you haven't grown with, which are supplementary. And especially if you are smart enough and you get one of these ventures that balloons out of proportion. So today, on the 31st of July, 2020, I'm sat in my bed. It's the final trading day for my Juice Plus company. And if I've played my cards well, if I've actually gone and followed up the things I know I should follow up, which I think I've done. If everything has gone well, then the anticipation is that I should be making a promotion in Juice Plus. It would be a promotion with a decent bonus. I mean, this is not my living wage, okay? So let's say the bonus for this one, plus commissions and whatnots, let's just put any stupid amount of money, £3,000. £3,000 would have been what I would have earned in England as the head of department, I think. Yeah, ish, or maybe just more. But that would have been an income I would have got working all month, and that would have been my sole income. But at the moment, I am earning my wage from my employers, which covers the basis, just about. And then there is the Juice Plus ticket, which comes in. And then there is the Facebook income, which comes in. Then there is my travel affiliates, which comes in. And then there is a few brand representations that come in. And then there is, and then there is, and then there is, and then eventually the eternal prospector gets it. I understand what financial liberty might look like. Because for the very first time, there are streams of income that I'm not even expecting. I don't even know. And yes, let me clarify this here. You don't go planning your budget based on these incomes in the first places, because they are variable. You don't know yet. So you plan your lifestyle on what comes in solid, which is your income. And because you stay there with that mentality, that's the only thing you plan with, because that's the only thing which is guaranteed. The rest of these ones are floaters. They come in, and you use them for supplementary things. Preferably, if you could be saving these things or investing these inflows, then you'll be doing even better. And if you have that attitude of rolling in extras without necessarily using them as your life plan, then those amounts become residual, and the residuals pile up, they add up, and you begin to feel free to breathe. And this is my personal journey I am describing. I've done it all. Every network marketing opportunity that came, I tried it all. But I did not understand how to make it work. The one thing about making networks work is actually having longevity. Absolute dedication to work flat out. And if you don't see the results in the first month, you still continue flat out. The second month, you still don't see anything, you continue flat out. In my case, I think I have actually worked an average of between 6 to 8 weeks flat out on any venture that I start. And if I have the dedication to continue, if I have the mental fortitude to resist the urge to leave, if I don't throw out my dummy and cry and I just knuckle down and get things done, it's between 6 to 8 weeks. I think the maximum so far is between 10 and 12 weeks. You begin to see results. Put those numbers in your head. 10 to 12 weeks at the very worst, you will begin to see improvements. You will begin to see changes. So I described the 85-cent scenario to the $1 scenario to the $3 scenario to the $5 scenario, and most people will look at this as a ridiculous monthly income, because it is. But the point was not the first month, not the second month, not the third month. In this particular one, it's taking the 7th to 8th month to actually begin to see that the work pays, because it does. Take that lesson if you take nothing else from me. Stop looking at the numbers. Stop looking at the results in the early days. Just keep working. If you are signposting links and nobody is actually buying anything, just keep posting. If you are directing people to places and they are not responding the way you want, just keep directing. And then you look for other ways of driving traffic. And that's the key word, driving traffic. Go and invest in tools and techniques for driving traffic. You keep posting, you keep signposting whilst you work on driving traffic, and one day it will finally click. Your traffic channel will hit. People will go onto your channel and they will see 10 months of posting, 6 months of posting, 5 months of posting, whatever. And suddenly you will see the ka-ching, 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 the ding, ding, ding in. That is the result of long suffering. That is the result of longevity. It is the result of flat out dedication without seeing tangible results. And people who are able to commit to that are the ones who actually become the success stories of these prospecting ideas. I hope this makes sense. This one is for those of you who are professionals and think being professional stops you from being prospectors in the 21st century. No, you can actually be very professional. Actually, people who are professional, who understand systems, are the ones who do better at these things, because it requires core principles, core knowledges, core intelligences that those of you who are professionals probably already possess. It is Money Amma, and I hope that today I have actually set your day on a different thought pattern, that you begin to see new opportunities and you don't say no to things just because you are professional. See you soon.